Elizabeth Cady Stanton was one of the earliest women's rights activists. She organized the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848, where she wrote the Declaration of Sentiments, a document that advocated for female equality. In this convention, she also advocated for the need to add an amendment that granted women's suffrage rights to the Constitution. In 1863, Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony formed the National Women's Loyal League. In 1870, they joined this league with another to form the National Women's Suffrage Association, which Elizabeth was president of. Elizabeth also helped to edit a militant feminist newspaper called Revolution from 1868 to 1870. In order to spread her message of female equality, she traveled and gave lectures and speeches about women's rights. In addition to being granted suffrage, Elizabeth advocated for women's divorce and reproductive rights. She was a significant figure because her efforts led to the eventual passage of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. Frances Cabot Lowell was the creator of the Lowell system, the first factory system to use textile mills that placed both spinning and weaving under the same roof. The Lowell mills were factories in which the majority of workers were young, unmarried women. Aside from being paid generous wages, these women lived in boarding houses and dorms, were fed and supervised, and were required to attend church. If any woman was suspected of acting immorally, she would be fired from work. The women were given a good amount of leisure time and were able to write and publish a monthly magazine called the Lowell Offering. Although their work conditions were a good alternative to working on farms, some women found factory work repetitive and difficult. Overall, Frances Cabot Lowell's mills provided work opportunities that treated women well and allowed them to support themselves. As industries continued to grow, women were able to gain an increased role in the workplace.
We intend to begin on the 1st of February unrestricted submarine warfare. We shall endeavor in spite of this to keep the United States of America neutral. In the event of this not succeeding, we make Mexico a proposal of alliance on the following basis: make war together, make peace together, generous financial support, and an understanding on our part that Mexico is to reconquer its lost territory in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. This settlement in detail is left to you. You will inform the President of the above most secretly as soon as the outbreak of war with the United States of America is certain, and add the suggestion that he should, on his own initiative, invite Japan to immediate adherence and at the same time mediate between Japan and ourselves. Please call the President's attention to the fact that the ruthless employment of our submarines now offers the prospect of compelling England in a few months to make peace. Signed, Zimmermann.
Arthur Zimmermann was the German Foreign Secretary during World War I. On March 1, 1917, Zimmermann sent a telegram note to the Mexican president suggesting that if the U.S. was to enter the war, Germany and Mexico should form an alliance. Zimmermann offered to provide financial support to Mexico and help them to recover Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. The telegram was intercepted by Britain and later presented to Wilson. It was released to the public through British and U.S. press and caused many Americans to feel angry. The Zimmermann telegram was significant because it played a factor in the U.S. eventually declaring war on Germany.
Joseph McCarthy was a U.S. Senator from Wisconsin from 1947 to 1957. McCarthy accused many people from both inside and outside of the government of being communists and Soviet spies. In February of 1950, he delivered a speech in which he claimed that he had a list of members of the Communist Party and the spy ring that were employed in the State Department. The controversy that McCarthy caused resulted in his being censured from his role as a governor. McCarthy's accusations contributed to the spread of the Red Scare amongst the U.S. public during the time of the Cold War. Later, the Venona Project of 1943 to 1980 decoded Soviet messages and the transcripts of closed hearings before McCarthy's committee.
This decoding revealed that McCarthy was correct about many of his communist accusations.
Rachel Carson was a marine biologist who advocated for environmental protection. She's best known for writing Silent Spring in 1962, in which she discussed the impact of the chemical DDT, which was used as a pesticide. She discovered that DDT was being absorbed by water and plants and later consumed by the animals that ate and drank from these sources. DDT was leading to deaths among animals such as fish and birds and stopping their ability to reproduce. Carson warned that this would result in a silent spring, one with no birds left to sing. Carson's discovery led to the banning of DDT in the U.S. in 1972. In 1963, she testified before Congress about the need for laws that protect our water, air, and land. Rachel Carson's work contributed to the spread of the environmental movement and to the eventual creation of the EPA in 1970.